Hello, and I'll say good morning, but by the time this uploads, I feel like Instagram and YouTube take forever. I don't know if it's my speed, if it's Comcast or what, but it just seems like it's been taking forever. Yesterday, it took about 6 hours to upload my birthday reading using the Urban Crow Oracle. So just saying. So anyway, it is Saturday. It is October 9th, and this is the general reading for the collective using my latest deck, Förhäxa, which in Swedish means to enchant or cast a spell upon, to bewitch, bedevil. Okay, so let's get right to it. And we're going to start off with the energy that is swirling around us. This is the energy that's impacting us. It's the energy that, sometimes when we behave in a certain way and we can't really pinpoint why we're feeling, uneasy about something, or we feel extra excited about something, it's because there's this energy that's around us and it's impacting us. So, okay. So we start off with, so you might be feeling as though a little bit on the defense, right? You might be feeling as though there's someone out there who is really wanting to challenge you in some way, and that might be a perceived threat. It may be a real threat depending on your situation. You may be in an office situation where you have a really eager, go-getting kind of coworker who's really just lobbying to get your job. But most of the time with this card, it indicates that the battles that we're fighting are from our own side, like they're from our head. Like we're the ones who are creating these battles. We're looking to pick a fight, basically. Like that energy of somebody who has like a chip on their shoulder. That's what this Seven of Fire is all about. And you can see here, this fairy is very well rooted. She's very powerful in where she stands. She holds her position firmly, and these little gremlins that are climbing up the hill here, these may be some outside threats, that are genuine, but they also may be shadows that she's casting herself. She's creating these gremlins to fight, because it also reinforces that sense of being worthy of the position, that you deserve to be in that position, because look at all these things I've fought off, right? So this is that energy that's swirling around us. You are going to be more inclined to look for areas of disagreement. You're going to feel more inclined to feel defensive, right? If somebody says to you, let's just say hypothetically, you own a Subaru, and somebody says, you know what, Subaru's all right, but you know what I really love? I love Land Rovers, or I love Fords, or whatever. All of a sudden, you can be like, well, what's wrong with Subarus, right? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that car? That car's really good. There's nothing wrong with it. You start picking fights where there really isn't any, right? So be aware of how that energy impacts you today, okay? The next card that comes up is the opportunity. So there may be an opportunity here in this feeling defensiveness. Maybe you get a better understanding for all those skills that you do have, for all the stuff that's keeping you well grounded. Maybe you get a sense for another person's perspective as well. Let's see what that opportunity is. Oh, very interesting that this devil comes up again in this position, I'm just going to say. So this may be an opportunity to understand an attachment that is not healthy. This may be an opportunity for someone to play upon your fears here, especially if you're feeling defensive about something, and they may lure you into feeling more competitive, and because of that, I feel like however this devil energy arises for you, it's going to be a situation that is playing on your weakness, it's playing on those fears of yours, and it's going to tell you, like, hey, I'm here to support you. I'm going to be here up on this hill fighting these gremlins with you. But really what it's doing is it's creating an attachment to whatever it is that you feel like you need to defend. even though you don't really need to defend it because it's yours to, there's nothing to defend. You're solid, you're in this place, right? That can cause friction among people. When you feel defensive about something and somebody is just trying to voice an opinion and you hold a deep-seated attachment to it, that can cause others around you to feel like, oh, you know, like this person really just wants to pick a fight. This devil opportunity here is going to be a time that allows you to really lean in to this energy, to really lean into this feeling that you need to defend something, and it's not going to serve you. If anything, it keeps you locked into a position that isn't flexible, right? You're not able to see perhaps other people's opinions or other people's perspectives because you're really locked in to what you perceive to be as true, and you're digging your heels in here. So let's see who's showing up as the outside influence. I think this opportunity, be careful of this opportunity, because if it's one that really helps you feel more emboldened to fight other people, you know, you have to ask yourself, why are you fighting people? What do you hope to gain, right? What is the, you know, do you want to cause friction? Do you want to put people in their place, right? For some people, that's really they live for that. They live to make sure other people know where they stand in life. That's not really a healthy way of being, just going to say. It's not a kind way of being either. Okay, so lovely. So here comes this person who's going to come in, and this outside influence is going to help you see that you are on the right track, that you have things to be thankful for, that you are in a pattern of growth. You don't need to fight. You don't need to pick fights. You don't need to look for fights or cause friction. You don't need to fall into this trap that the devil is going to, you know, thrust you into because of fear or anxiety that you're not as secure as you are. You are on the right path. You have what it takes to succeed in whatever it is that you're looking towards. The investments that you've made are sound, right? If going back to that Subaru argument, right? If you're happy with your Subaru, that's awesome. It's sound. It's a, you know, you made a wise investment. There's no need to defend it. Here, this is where you kind of, this person is going to come along and they're going to help you realize that you're in this moment in time to examine where you've come from. How far have you traveled in this life of yours? Where have your investments paid off? Is there room for improvement? Maybe instead of looking for fighting people, you could open yourself up to understanding where there are some holes that could be filled in. And these are the people who might want to help you do that. But instead, if you're looking to pick a fight with someone, you know, over every decision that you make or that you've made in life, you're not going to be so open to testing areas where maybe there is room for improvement. So whoever this person is, the Seven of Earth that's coming in, this is going to be someone who's really going to help you see that although yes, you've made some smart choices and you are well grounded here, you're well rooted, no need to fall into the trap of the devil, but there is always room to kind of reevaluate and see if you need to pivot in any way. Perfection is just an illusion. Okay, so let's see what the final advice card is here. Okay, so here we have the Eight of Water, and you can see here that this fairy, the story, I don't think we've had this card come up yet, so I'm just going to quickly tell you the story. So this fairy has outgrown their time on the land. They've done everything they could do. They've seen everything they could see, and it doesn't hold as much excitement as it used to hold. There isn't as much stuff there that holds their interest, or it may have been that their priorities have shifted. And so now they look towards the water, and the water holds promise. So they cut off their wings to commit to this change. And then they ate from the lake that will transform, and you can see here that the legs are disappearing and scales are setting in, and they're slowly turning into a mermaid, and that will be a new life, and they're going to embark on this new life as a mermaid. And so that is a transformation in itself. So this card is coming up as a reminder that you're going through a transformation of sorts as well. Just because you're feeling secure and well grounded and rooted here, you're still growing, right? It's not like you stay in one place and you're stagnant. And if that's your whole life, right? If there's nothing left to do, if you've reached this point where there's no more growth happening, eventually these roots are going to die, right? They're going to wither. And so this is a reminder that you're still moving in a forward direction. You're not, at least that's what the hope is, right? That you're not staying stagnant, that you're not staying in one place. And I feel like with this energy here, it's almost like you want to fight that. You want to stay in the same place. You don't want to grow. You want to stay hunkered down where you're on top, right? Where where you see yourself as on top. And people who challenge that notion may be met with someone who's very argumentative. You might feel as though you've got to pick your battles here, and you're picking any battle that contradicts your current position. And so be careful, because what this devil is going to do, I feel like this opportunity here when you meet this devil, is it's going to reinforce you in this position. It's going to really help you dig your heels in, and when you dig your heels in, you can't grow. You're stuck, right? And so be careful. This person is going to make you feel like everything you've done thus far is perfect, and you know, you've made some wise choices, but that's not the end of your life, right? You're going to keep going. This person is going to want to keep you in place. They don't this opportunity that is, I should say, is going to be a situation where you meet somebody who just reinforces your beliefs in some way. It's just going to help you feel more connected to whatever it is that you've decided to lean into. There is an issue with this, though, because this devil knows your weakness, and they know that change scares the bejesus out of you. And uprooting yourself is a very scary thing. And so be aware of that. This person who shows up, this uninvited house guest, they're going to help you see that, yes, you've made some wise investments. Yes, you're on the right path, but this is not the only path. This is, you're not going to stay stuck, right? You need to examine everything that you've done thus far. What's growing, what's not growing, where do you need to pivot? Is there a space that needs to be filled in? Is there room for improvement? And that's what this, I think, like this Eight of Water coming up here is all about. It's all about you growing and recognizing when something isn't working, and being able to say, you know what, I can detach from that. This is no longer the same thing that it was before. I have that ability to recognize when things have changed instead of digging in and, you know, picking fights. So much love, peace, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.